Another twist in the political battle between the government and the president. This time the weapon is access to state secrets. Without such a document, it is practically impossible to hold public office. Sławomir Cęckiewicz, a prominent historian and researcher of the history of communist secret services, is the head of the National Security Bureau in the office of President Karol Nawrocki, who won the presidential election in June. However, the government coalition has control over the secret services, which grant access to state secrets. And those services have decided that Cęckiewicz, a high-ranking government official, does not have access to classified information. Cęckiewicz appealed to the court and won, but the services say they will not change their position. The Rzeczpospolita daily newspaper learned of the formal reason given by the services for denying Cęckiewicz access to classified data, which will lead to his dismissal. It is the omission in his personal questionnaire of prescriptions for drugs similar to the well-known Paracetamol, which, according to the secret services, could expose the official to the influence of foreign and hostile forces. Do you, or did you in the past, use narcotic drugs or psychotropic substances? Sławomir Cęckiewicz truly stated that this was not the case. So what is the problem? The services, formerly subordinate to Donald Tusk, when checking the medications used in the National Health Fund, equated painkillers with psychotropic substances. The SKW treated the definition of these substances so broadly that it included the medications used by Sławomir Cęckiewicz. And this is where the whole sensation lies, because even popular painkillers such as paracetamol fall into this defined group. A large-scale disinformation campaign is underway against Professor Cęckiewicz. Its aim is to create a false image of Professor Cęckiewicz as an unreliable, discredited and unstable person. This case is therefore a serious scandal. The security clearance was revoked on false grounds. The purpose of the review procedure is to rule out the possibility of addiction to alcohol, narcotics or psychotropic substances, not the use of medication in general. Neither of the two medications prescribed to the complainant is a psychotropic substance, and classifying them as such is contrary to the survey question. In this case, there are increasing indications of serious abuse with a political motive behind it. In 2024, the services, just like that, without any procedure, returned to a case from 3 years ago, and among thousands of surveys, each of which is several dozen pages long, one thread was selected with extraordinary zeal. It is therefore difficult to talk about a coincidence. However, it cannot be ruled out that it was about a specific name. After the elections, someone in the SKW found Professor Cęckiewicz's questionnaire, one of thousands of such questionnaires, and decided that Cęckiewicz had written untruths in the questionnaire from years ago. In fact, he wrote the truth, and the questioning this is outrageous. Although the court's decision in the case of Sławomir Cęckiewicz is clear, the December 13th coalition is not giving up. The case has been appealed to the Supreme Administrative Court, and the representative of Tusk's government, contrary to the facts, claimed that the current decision is not binding. Therefore, the case of Sławomir Cęckiewicz is also an example of disregard for court rulings.